Got 5, 16, 19, 21, 33, and 10. Check results. You remember?
What a day, Dr. White, all that good stuff. This is like 1-9. Not sure. I'm gonna check because I actually do want to know. If I had to guess, I'd say 194. By the time you're seeing this, maybe I think I've still got to put 193 out. Like the internet right now has been so bad. I don't think it's really an internet issue though. It's more of like a I want to say it's a service issue. Like the area I'm in right now, just bad. Because even when I'm using data, it's slow. So you know. Considering I had to get, I managed to get 2 normal pods up and then the Formula One pod up, but still got to get another pod up apart from this one I'm doing now and then this one, and it's just like the internet's been so dog shit recently. But it was fine before where I was before, so I feel like it's a skill issue, it's a fucking location issue. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was checking what episode we're on. Again, did a quick search, anything to talk about. It's a lot of football stuff, and I've kind of done some sports orientated episodes recently. You guys kind of, well, I don't know if I have returning people watching this, but people know. Oh my god, actually there is something I kind of want to talk about. Like a television show related, but yeah, basically I don't want to get into like sports all over again. It's it's Mason Mount related. It's Chelsea related. It's come on, we get the gist. Secret Invasion, the television show. It's something I just want to touch on real quick. I wasn't planning to speak about that, but I just saw a YouTube video recommended for episode 3, and I kind of spoke about Secret Invasion, the Marvel show, right, recently, and kind of gave my thoughts. And I thought episode 1 was a good, solid intro, and I thought episode 2 was better, less action, but more dialogue heavy. More dialogue, more like conversational episode. A lot of sitting down and talking. A lot of what I liked about the early episodes of Loki, the back half of Loki, I don't really care much for. Sort of episode, if I had to guess, I haven't seen the show in a while. Probably Loki episode 1 to episode 3, I was really enjoying. Aesthetically, it's a cool show, and then it kind of fell off for me. I know a lot of people really do like that show though, so that's probably a hot take. I'm not sure. What I would say though is this is kind of similar. A lot of talking in episode 2. But what I really felt is that the dialogue was up, and I was praising the dialogue, right? And I was praising, it felt different. It felt like, wow, they're like, this was really well written. I think the scene with Gravik when he's talking to like the people in the room, like that when he walks in and he's like that whole conversation about like you sit here and you're liking how humans are living now, don't you? You're sort of using their fineries and stuff, and you're sort of wearing their clothes, and you're loving it, and you're sort of eating from their plates and this and that. And when it's also they call him a dog, and he's like, what's wrong with dogs and stuff. That was all good. That was all nice. Sort of the roadie. I also liked a lot of people when they went to the scene. They kind of went to like Samuel L. Jackson and the guy whose name I always fucking forget, even though I quite like him. What's his fucking name? Whenever I try and think of his name, for some reason the name Louis Theroux comes to mind, and I know it's not Louis Theroux. Secret Invasion cast. It's literally in my search history because I check it so often. Ben Mendelsohn. But the scene between Ben Mendelsohn and Samuel L. Jackson, a lot of people like that one. I did like it once it got to the fucking sort of fucking peak of it, and they kind of got there. But like the build up like was too long. Like I didn't like the whole. I used to sit there. Sometimes I don't really like this in shows and dialogue where like a character will be like, we'll just start talking about something and you'll learn more about their history, but it's just in like such a weird way that just never would happen in real life. And I know there's so much bits of dialogue in shows that are like so sick, like and no one would actually ever say that in real life. But I don't know. I just don't like when characters randomly start talking about their go monologuing about their past. Like if I was talking to someone, right, like at work or wherever, and they just started to go, sunny skies. Back in Arizona, he had a lot of sunny skies, and my mom would tell me, she'd sit there and she'd say, "Don't look so glum, Sonny." And I'd say, and they'd basically do some whole thing just to get to some point at the end for like however long. He's going on like doing that kind of thing, talking about like, we'd play this game, and she'd say, "Tell me something I don't know." And it's like this whole long thing just so he could ask Ben Mendelsohn's character about the Skrull invasion and get to that point. So that point I didn't like as much, but I still thought, good dialogue here, and then the good bits of dialogue between Don Cheadle, Samuel L. Jackson. Again, when Samuel L. Jackson gets up and is like, "I'm Nick Fury, even when I'm out, I'm in." Like, that's obviously no one's gonna speak like that in real life either. You'd probably look at them like they're a madman. But obviously, in that circumstance, it's cool. But yeah, that was all good shit. This episode, fuck me, it fell off a fucking cliff. Like, it literally had me pausing it, half the show just was pausing itself because of poor internet. And then checking if it had the same writers as episode 2. I don't think it is. But I think that's just common for most shows. It will have different writers accredited to each episode of the television show. I don't watch much TV, but I think that's just normal practice. And this scenario of it, though, whether that's normal or not, had me scratching my head thinking, why did they do that? Because it's like, it went from so good, like, and no one else has mentioned this. No one else on Twitter has said it. I can't, like, the only way to be able to find someone else with the same opinion is to sort of just Google keywords, hoping, or into Twitter, see if anyone else felt the same way. But I was watching episode 3, and I was just like, oh my god, all of a sudden it just was like, the whole pace has just changed, and the dialogue I thought was fucking bad. Like, it's not like it wasn't of the same level, and it was like back down to, like, there I thought it was like an 8 and it dropped down to like a 6. It was like, now it's gone the other way, and I think this is just bad dialogue. I the multiple times throughout the episode I was just like, oh, what? Like, why are you saying, why are you doing this? Oh, that's just cringe. Or you're forcing this little callback in, and it's just like, did not enjoy it as much. I think the scene in the cafe museum place where Gravik turns into like fucking 10 Graviks and he fucking stabs him through the hand. That was cool. The rest of the episode, oh my god, I never need to see that episode again. I hope they get back on track with episode 4, 5, and 6. Also, it was a shorter episode, so I was already on my fucking back foot, kind of pissed. Like, Marvel, if you're gonna do 40-minute episodes, just make them. You know, when you watch most TV shows, the episodes go 51 minutes, 52 minutes, 50 minutes, 51 minutes, 49 minutes, 50 minutes, right? And the first 2 episodes of this were like 55, 58 or something. I was like, okay, don't drop down now to 44. Like, it was worse with other shows, not understandably, but like, admittedly, like Winter Soldier, I know for sure, and like WandaVision, it'd be like one's like fucking when you take the credits off, genuinely, one's like 16 minutes, one's like 30 minutes. It's like they're not good at making shows yet, or like pacing them out into like episodes. So I was already on like, but the fuck back against the wall once I saw that, and then it wasn't a good episode. I'm sorry. That's not originally what I wanted to talk about, but that came across my mind, so I had to get it out there. What I originally wanted to talk about was what was it? Music. And I don't know. In football, right? If you got dead, if you don't know nothing, right? You're going on your name and players. They don't play that position, but you're saying them they do. You're like, you're forgetting who plays for this guy. You just don't understand the game. You're saying, why don't they do this? And you sound like an idiot. It's like you got no ball knowledge, right? You're lacking ball knowledge. I don't know what the right sort of phrase would be for that for music. So I'm just gonna use the same words. I've got no ball knowledge when it comes to music. I really don't. Like, I listen to very small amounts of music. I could bring up my Spotify right now. Genuinely, I think for the last, I don't know why my voice went like that. Genuinely for the last 3 years, I think I've had the same 3 constants, and all 3 of these people have been in my top 3 most listened to on Spotify Wrapped, just maybe in slightly different orders, for the last 3 years. Like, and I know a lot of people might have recurring people in their top 3, but it's not like, oh, these are my 3 favorites, and I got a whole sea of people underneath who I also love to listen to. It's just like, these guys are the top 3 kind of just because they're all I listen to, kind of thing. And I listen to more here and there, but just like, these are the main constants. And those constants are, surprise, surprise, this is a hot take maybe, or this is a corny take, as you know. I feel like the music and every community realistically is annoying, and if you're a part of that community, you wish the community was less annoying, and you wish it was more fucking nice to each other or whatever. But like, football's the same. It's all toxic, and the whole fan, like everyone, the fucking discourse is toxic as fuck. Films is the same way. Movies, it's like you give an opinion, you get people just attacking your opinion, calling you an idiot, saying you didn't understand this thing. You get the fucking snootery, you get the fucking pretentiousness and stuff. And then music, it's like, I feel like music, especially in like talking about, and when I say music, I kind of mean like the whole rap, hip hop kind of like, stratosphere, but music as a whole, it's like corny is their favorite thing. And I think it's just because they use corny over in America more than they use the word cringe. It feels like for most of the things they would like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like they use the word corny more than cringe. I don't know what it is, but they just use the word corny a lot. And it's just like they just love throwing the word corny at any and everything, right? Like that shit's so corny. It's just like you can't just have a good time without it being corny over there. Sorry, but it's true. And Jack Harlow, I think he's been in my top 3. I mean, I can't check it. I wish you could go back and check previous Spotify raps somewhere. There's a section for that. Get on it, Spotify. So you could compare them. That just feels like, why is that not a thing? I just hire me, guys. Maybe you can do that. I'm an idiot, but yeah, Jack Harlow's actually been in there. I've liked Jack Harlow. I didn't get on the train particularly early. I jumped on that What's Poppin' like everyone else. But after listening to What's Poppin', I went back to listen to prior albums. I'm pretty sure he put What's Poppin' on That's What They All Say, which was sort of his like debut, his studio debut album, right? But I think it was prior to that, it was on like an EP or something. I can't remember what they were called. But like he's got like 3 EPs before, well, albums, but I'm just gonna call he's got like 3 projects before That's What They All Say that I quite enjoy. I quite do like. That's What They All Say. It's a good album. I like it. And Come Home the Kids Miss You wasn't great. And then introspective, nice little album we just had recently, Jackman, that man's up to something, and I liked him. It doesn't. I think that album was more of a step into kind of what I like, in the sense that I liked the samples he used and the beats a lot more. But he's not like. I don't listen to like a lot of Mac Miller, but I feel like I think it's just because I don't listen to a lot of artists who like are dead now. I don't know if that's like a conscious choice. I'm just kind of deep in it now, but maybe it's because I don't like to get into it too much. If I listen to them like loads and then they died, I'd probably like, if like I listened to an artist for like 5 years and they died, I'd still listen to them. I wouldn't just decide to stop now. But I mean, it's hard for me to get into like the music of someone after the fact. But like when I listen to like Mac Miller's music, like it is more like it's more layered. Like Jack Harlow's like, there's the beat and then I'm rapping over it sometimes. It's like, that's it. And that's fun and I do enjoy that. That's why it's in my Spotify raps a lot. But like, I don't know. You kind of also want like crazy cool production, and you want like, I love a good sample, man. That's why another artist on my list, Brockhampton, great sampling. Just great samples and stuff. And I like that to be in there. I feel like Kanye West is someone who I think would probably be one of my favorite artists if I just got into music earlier, or if I was a bit older. I don't know, but like, I don't know, it's hard for me to jump onto something that has passed or like happened already and then to go back to it and discover it. Like I couldn't. So many people could do this. I couldn't go. I tried go back to listen to his old music and think it's like some amazing thing. I'm just not got a musical brain in that way. Like I listened. The only project of his I've listened all the way through. Well, I think Yay, that's a project, right? But that's only like 6 songs. But that's, apart from that, is College Dropout, and like, it wasn't like, oh my god, this is one of my favorite albums. Now I listen to it like once, I listen to it again. You know what I mean? I can't remember a single song off there. That looks like Michael Jackson. Got a nice skin girl. That's one part of a song. Okay, I can actually remember it if I try. It all falls down. You wanna pick it up? It all falls down. And I can acknowledge that. Okay, yeah, this was for time, but it's like it's just I'm too past it now. I can't just jump onto something like that. But in terms of like production and stuff, and like the way the songs are put together, and like the structure and just like things like that, it's like artists who are inspired by Kanye, I usually end up liking. So, I feel like I really liked a lot of the production and a lot of the style on The Family, actually. Even though I was initially disappointed that it was only Ian, what's his name? Well, Ian's his real name, but Kevin Abstract. Ian Simpson, okay, I got mixed between the two. Yeah, Kevin Abstract. Even though I was initially disappointed it was only him on that album, and then they had the other one with all the throwaways songs on there, which I also liked enough. The Family, actually like really liked the production on. Like I really liked the whole fucking style, or whatever the right musical words is. And everyone who I watched who did like album reactions said it kind of felt very Kanye inspired. If it felt very like with some of his line delivery, but also like just in the sound of the album, like to College Dropout specifically, which shows that like I'd probably be into Kanye if like Kanye was like this new up and coming guy who just came to the scene now. He'd probably be like my favorite artist. But it's just timing, you know. I think The Family actually might be like one of my favorite. Well, it's not, like the production and all that is like I really liked it on. It's kind of jazzy as well. They kind of have like jazz influence, and I feel like that's something I quite like as well. Which I feel like maybe I should check out like classic. Because by the way, I've listened to like nothing. Anything you would consider, if you like music, right? Like what you'd consider to be like the top 10 best albums, I don't know what they are, right? I most likely haven't listened to them. I've not listened to Good Kid, Mad City. I've not listened to I've not listened to a single Kendrick Lamar album. I've never listened to a single Drake album. I've never listened to a single Jay-Z project. I've never listened to a single like legit when it comes to albums I've listened to, if it isn't a Brockhampton album or Post Malone, I've not heard it. Like I don't have a big catalogue of songs in my head right now. I'm looking forward. Post Malone's got an album coming out next week, I think, or the week after maybe. What's it called? Austin, which I think is his name. So again, similar. I like Harlow. I like Malone. Both having albums with their name this year. But even though I really like Post Malone, and I really like Jack Harlow, they don't do what Brockhampton does to me in terms of like feeling. They don't make me feel as much. It's more like, oh, I like this as a listen. It's something you nod your head to, and I enjoy like singing along to it, right? Whereas Brockhampton was more like, oh no, I actually really like this, and it's got like fucking like loud songs, rough songs, chill songs, mellow songs, like all over the place, crazy artistic choices and directions and stuff, and like yeah. So I think I just need to do better at finding more stuff, you know. But it's hard, man. It's hard. Like but we'll see. You will see. It's just time. It's just time. It feels like a bit of a chore sometimes, but like I need to sit down and maybe one day listen to like Kendrick Lamar. Who knows? Baby Keem. I don't know. Some of these people. Travis Scott. I never listened to him before. ASAP Rocky. I don't know. There's a lot of people. There's literally almost infinite amount of people. Fucking Playboy Carti. Fucking Lil Uzi. Fucking better people. I listened to Lil Yachty's album. Lil Yachty. I can't say it with my accent. And I liked it enough. I can't remember what it's called now. I feel so pretty. That's not what it's called, but I remember that song. That's all, man. What more do you want from me? Okay, I've done my bit. This is 1-9. I did actually check, didn't I? And I immediately forgot. Fucking hell, I'm an idiot. Where did I put it? This is 194 apparently. No, wait, no. This is 195, I think. See you guys in 196.
Here with the kids, and they had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. He was like a hero.